Morning. Welcome to 365 Days of Richer Living, daily morning reading, meditation, and prayer time. I'm Reverend Ray Fellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living in Columbia, Maryland. Today is December 7th. A light is in every person, and I behold it. And our reference quote comes from the Adi Graf Chipuje 28 M1. Let all mankind be dissect. And our reading begins. Humanity is divinity made visible. We are good people in the sight of our Creator. Knowing this, I see my neighbor as a part of the divine plan for all. Their ideas may not be mine, but they are right for them. I may not agree with the outer person, but I must agree with the inner one. In them is the spirit of truth, the need for self-expression, and the vision of what they can become. This I respect, and this I value. I no longer try to make them in my image and likeness. I now realize that their individuality is of God, and I adjust my thinking to this premise. A light born of love burns within them, and I cross the bridge of human opinions and embrace them as a child of God. There is a goodness in my fellow humans that needs my recognition. They are hungry for someone to see them as they really are. They need my spiritual perception of their innate kindliness. And I now look for every slight indication of God in them and praise it. In the midst of them is the Spirit, and I now see its many modes of operation and expression. I appreciate and bless everyone I know, friends, families, and co-workers are God's means of peopling my world with love. No more need to be on guard. I lovingly and joyously accept every person as God made manifest. No one can harm me. No one can take from me any good. Others may make me whole and loving. God in me reaches out to the highest and best in everyone I know. Friendship and understanding await me in my home, my place of business, and the neighborhood where I live. People bless me, for they give me so much that I need. The hand of God is in every hand I clasp. I now see a beauty and a wholeness in everyone I know. No mistake, no injustices, no more suspicions. I let God run God's universe, and I let God's law take care of all whom I know. I expect the best from my friends. I live in a friendly world, and all people are essentially good. There is a light born of God within all people, and I expect this light to bless and benefit me. Today I release all human judgments. I behold the Christ in every person. God is in me, so God is also in everyone I meet. So let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. There's only one, infinite, changeless, self-evident, ever-present substance that is the source of all creation. One power that creates out of itself, animating itself into form as a means of self-expression, infusing its creation with all that it is. Its creation has the power to create by using the source and substance of which it is made. There is no secondary power. There is no oppositional power. There is one power. One power that has been empowered with creative agency and choice to expand the divine's experience of itself. I am that in form. I am an animation of the changeless substance of life. And by changeless, I am recognizing that because it is already all things, because it is already infinite possibility, because it is the only thing there is nothing for it to change into, but rather to express as. That the multiplicity and diversity of expression celebrates the creative essence without changing the substance, without changing the nature of. And so my nature is the very nature of all creation. And I am inseparable from all creation, just as all creation is inseparable from me. In the reality of one consciousness, one reality, there's nowhere to separate to. And so I open to experiencing all that creation is. I recognize that my human conditioning and judgments, while they explain, give structure to this physical realm, are limitations. That block and twist and manipulate my spiritual experience of truth. I accept that my joy, my opportunity, my get to is to navigate human conditioning from spiritual truth. To embrace and embody that I am fully human. This is how the infinite, absolute reality, consciousness itself, the ground of being, whatever name I use, this is how it has chosen to express its life. That's me. And so I celebrate the expression of life as me. I celebrate the choice of the infinite, and I take full responsibility for the power of choice that is the divine birthright of creation within me. I do the homework, I do the footwork, I do the grunt work, whatever label I use. I do what is mine to do to align my thought, my human thought, with the truth of consciousness. To welcome and invite in every thought that is out of alignment with the truth of my being. To welcome it. To ask questions of it. To understand it. So that I know how to heal. I love myself and all of life in the midst of this spiritual discovery and this spiritual journey. No room for guilt, shame, and blame. I choose love. I choose love for myself. I choose love for every expression of creation. I choose to embrace and embody and celebrate the interconnectedness, the inseparability of life. Knowing that as I do, all sense of separation is healed. That the harmonious operation of one is a little more revealed. Each time I say yes. Each time yes is said by any expression. And I recognize that what I speak for me, I speak for all of creation, remembering there's only one here. But speaking for all of creation in no way circumvents anyone's choice. It simply makes the healing more available. And so I claim and affirm that every human expression of creation is aware, is revealing the truth of their own magnificence to the level where they recognize that nothing is their own because they have never been separate. That there is nothing to own, that there is nothing to collect, that there is nothing to hoard because there is no lack, there is no limitation. That humanity recognizes and embraces that affluence is freedom. That affluence, rather than the collection of fancy baubles and stuff, that affluence is unrestricted flow. that we in humanity are rising to an understanding that there has always been more than enough, that enough in the infinite abundance of life is not even a concept that makes sense. Because all needs are met. So I see that. I see that in my heart. I see that in my mind's eye, the I am mind. I recognize that in the absolute abundance of infinite reality, there is no need. Rather, there is untapped opportunity to receive the abundance of the birthright of creation. So I open to be guided, to be shown, to be encouraged, empowered. To say yes, to say courageously yes to the divine nudges within me that open me to that affluence. I say yes to serving, to giving to creation with no expectation of receiving. As I recognize that this is how life gives. That is my example as life to give. Trusting that life within me shows me, supports me in balance. That every vision is fully equipped with provision. That my human thinker, my human brain doesn't have to understand. And I create within my human self the willingness for the brain to listen to the heart, for the heart to be led, for that divine voice within, by the inner self that knows with no limitation that it is unlimited. That inner self that is simply pure desire. That knows its role is to be desire. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that beyond desire is the activity of law. That this impartial, detached, yet inseparable aspect of creation simply receives the idea of desire and makes it so. Makes it so in ways that I cannot anticipate beyond my human experience. And so the newness of creation comes through the activity of law rather than the restriction of experience. So I am grateful. And in my gratitude, knowing that it's already complete, knowing that it is complete beyond my experience of past, I let go. I let go so that I can experience what humanity refers to as future, knowing it is always now. I let go of any thought energy of fear. I let go of any thought barriers that says this can't happen. And in its place, I accept, I embrace, I celebrate that it has already happened. And I open my mind and my heart. I open my perception. I expand my receptivity to see, to courageously follow to that experience of fulfillment in ways that I couldn't have imagined it would show up. And yet it does. I let go. I let go. Shay. Shalom. Aho. Amin. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.